Hello everybody, welcome to Short Shot Archery. Anthony here, and today I'm going to give you my review of the Gator Cup. Of course, it is like a week after the Gator Cup actually ended, but you know, these things happen. And at the same point in time, I'm actually going to go through the bag of stuff that I got during the Gator Cup. It's actually really impressive this time, and well, no, I haven't seen it, but people were telling me about it. So first, I am going to start off with some things I like about this tournament, some improvements that were made, and then at the end, or towards the end of the video, I'm going to talk about some things that definitely need to be improved upon. The likes just keep increasing. You know, the tournaments do keep getting better. There's one major thing we do need to fix, but we'll get there. So, first off, lots of volunteers. There was a ton of volunteers at the Gator Cup, and they were constantly refilling the water. I don't think there was a time, at least that I experienced, there being a water shortage. They were always refilling them and making sure that archers were staying hydrated, which was good because there were several people that got taken off the field because of like heat exhaustion. So if they weren't refilling the waters, it would have been much worse. So, you know, they did their job, and they had plenty of people to do that job. First off, oh, we got a Lancaster archery bag. So our Gator Cup bag comes with a bag. Interesting. I'm just gonna start piling them up back there. Boom. Next up, oh, geez, we got a Gator Cup 2019 water bottle. BPH free, maybe. Anyway, cool. And next up, for likes, we ran into no mix-ups on Elimination Day. This is a plus. There's been a couple tournaments now where they just couldn't get it together. The information that was sent out to the archers, you know, didn't match the original information that we were told was the correct information. The new information didn't match. There was just endless confusion at different tournaments regarding Elimination Day. And this time it was resolved. That's the big basis of it. Everybody knew when they needed to get there. Things weren't changed last minute, as far as I know. And if they were, the information must have gotten out correctly because everybody showed up, and there wasn't a lot of people really frustrated with USA Archery about things not being ran correctly. So big plus there. It's nice when the tournament runs smoothly. Next up, ooh, we have a Gator Cup shirt. Big gator on it. Look at that. Alright, now that I have my Gator Cup shirt on, looking pretty good. It's a good color. Some years, I don't know, they don't go with the most, in my personal opinion, the most fashionable colors. This teal is not bad. I wasn't really a fan of the salmon the other year. It just, I don't know, didn't work for me. I think one year they might have had black too, which is a little intense. I think it's a little hot. Especially since it's, you know, this is a 100% cotton shirt, I believe. So, yeah, it gets real hot. Oh, we should go to another question first, though, before we keep going into this bag, which is looking pretty good so far. Announcing, really good. Announcing was done by Lauren Duenas, Crispin Duenas' wife from Canada. As I'm filming this now, he's actually shooting in the World Championships, along with everybody from, well, other artists from Team Canada, but, you know, everybody else from Team USA. So that big event's going on. It'll be fun to, well, I gotta wait to tune into it because we gotta, it plays on the TV, but I haven't watched TV in, I haven't watched TV in like 10 years now. So, I used to always watch it on World Archery's thing, but now that I guess what, NBC? I don't even know what station actually covers it now. I think it's the Olympic Channel. So that's the thing. I don't know why we bothered with that, but that's a whole nother story. Internet is way bigger than any kind of of TV production, especially for anybody that's under the age of like 30. Nothing wrong with anybody over the age of 30. I'm just saying that, like, I'm running into kids that are 10 years old and all they do is it's only internet. They don't even know what TV is. Next up, man, we're into the cloth things. We have okay, it's black, but that's okay. It is actually a Gator Cub towel. You can hang it from your quiver, and you can dry things. So that's handy, very handy. It's also good for helping pack things in your boat case if you don't want some of your equipment rubbing on another piece of equipment. So that's fun. Let's see. Oh, nice bag of stuff. That's pretty hilarious. It is a nice bag of stuff. Of course, I wrote this down just for people saying that it was a nice bag of stuff, and I can confirm so far it's been a nice bag of stuff. Another big thing for the Gator Cup was additional parking, or an additional parking area. They did a great job of this in years past, and quick segue. If you watched my tour of the Gator Cup, you get to see it at, or about at the end of the video. I show you the second parking lot. This is what I'm talking about right here. So if you want to see what the second parking lot looks like, go watch my tour video of Gator Cup 2019. Then you can actually see all of it. But basically, the second parking lot, this additional parking area, used to be handicap only, or all the years that I've ever went, it was handicap only, and I've been going for the last 5 or 6 in a row now. So handicap only. This year they opened it up. They still had their handicap spots, which was great because people need to get there. And at the same point in time, they opened up for all the other archers too. So instead of me walking, I don't know, a mile maybe, half mile, good half mile at least, good half mile, to my car, especially during a thunderstorm, which could be dangerous, I only had to walk a quarter, not even a quarter, way less than that, maybe 300 feet, maybe even 200 feet. But anyway, it provided great access, though, to the 60 and 70 meter ranges, and it just made it easier for everybody. You definitely felt safer, too, when we had some extreme weather delays. We had some pretty close lightning. We actually had a pretty good rainstorm push through, too, which was an adventure in itself. And all of that was, because of the parking, all of that was really easy to get away from, which was great. And I think that's how it should work. And I'm glad they went and further expanded the parking, telling us that we can park there. It did take everybody a little bit to realize it. I know me and probably a dozen other vehicles figured it out on unofficial practice day, but it actually took 2 more days. It took until qualification day, and people really figured it out on elimination day that there was a second parking lot. I don't know if it was explained, through the emails or whatever. I don't always read them. But anyway, people figured it out, and they're going to look forward to it next year. I'm sure of it. With that, let's continue checking out what's in here. We got some. Welcome archers to the 10th annual Gator Cup. Yeah, this is the big 10-0. Oh, okay. They did lay it out. See, I was just talking about this. So, yeah, you come in, parking lot number 1, and then number 2's over here, and you can see all of this in, nice first-person detail in my walkthrough, but here's an aerial shot, so it's not too bad. Put that on the bed. I don't have too many more points, so let's see quickly what else is in here. Oh, there's a ton of stuff still in here. Jeez. Pens, or 1 pen. Arm things, or more rubber bands to go put on your spotting scope. Or I watched somebody stacking them on their their bow stand actually at the tournament. It's starting to look like I don't know. It kind of reminds me of onion rings on a stand, but anyway. The next point I liked was none. That was all the big ones that came to mind. Everything pretty much ran great overall. The people and volunteers of the Easton Foundation and stuff did a great job setting up the tournament. USA Archery did a good job making sure it ran smoothly. There is one negative criticism of this that I think we need to work on. It's something that I didn't find to be broken. I don't know about other people's experiences, but then again, the complaints I've heard from people, bring up to me. I've never heard so many complaints, and the big complaint was designated practice time. The consensus on the field, and I'm talking like 80% of the people. Like most people don't say anything like, oh, this is great, but I would say 80% of the time when people came up to me, they're like, Anthony, what's going on with official practice day? And I was like, I don't know. So for those of you who don't know, official practice day, they decided to, in a way, like segregate it based on the time that you shoot. So for this tournament, the women's divisions ended up shooting earlier, so they can only practice in the morning. They got to practice until, I don't know, 12 o'clock, I think it was. Then there was an hour break. And during that time, though, that whole morning period, all the way up to the break, that 12 o'clock break or so, no men were allowed to practice on the field. There was plenty of targets. I was there. I was filming people. Like, why not? I couldn't shoot, but I was going to be there anyway. And then, once everybody came back from, I guess, the hour lunch break, the men can shoot, but only the men. They kicked all the women off the field and said, you can't shoot. Your time was in the morning. If your flight came in late or whatever, then, tough luck to you. You can go watch now. You'll get to practice again for the 3 practice ends for qualification the next day. Have fun. I don't know. I just don't think that is really acceptable. There's no way. There's probably points in time where there isn't enough targets, but there's no way that that's a problem for more than maybe half hour or so. Like I've watched, like I've been to way too many tournaments now, and there is rarely a problem where nobody can find a target. And if there is, then I guess you just need to go add a unofficial a practice range back in, because people will shoot there as well. They really just want to shoot. I don't think this is an issue with people wanting to shoot on their designated bail for the next day, because yeah, it's official practice, but you don't have to shoot on the target you're going to shoot on. There's no rules for that, unless that's changed, but I shot on whatever target I felt like. And so did a whole bunch of other people, and nobody said a word to me about it. So I doubt it's that. I highly doubt it's that. And if people want a lunch break, that's fine. There was a ton of volunteers there. There was no reason everybody couldn't take segmented lunch breaks. We do this in the private sector all the time. The whole rest of the world runs on segmented lunch breaks where you're going at this hour. You're going at this hour. You cover each other's break. It's how it works. But it didn't seem to work that way. Now, some other things. We got another pin that'll go up here. We got a cozy, something for your water. Fell off my head. Cleaning towel. More chapstick, which is handy because I'm using mine. Hoyt sticker. And I guess Easton's trying to clean out inventory on arrow pullers. These must not be a popular seller if they're giving them away for free. Just an observation. Again, coming from the retail world, if they're giving away something for free, it's probably because they're not selling any. So I'm guessing these aren't selling too well over at Easton, because they're not giving away the other ones. I have the other orange one of these. This puck one I find not that useful. The other one that's like a full gripper that grips all the way around the arrow, much more useful. Of course, if you're going to buy an arrow puller, I wouldn't even buy the Easton one. The best one I have used right now, as of making this video on the market is the K&K one. It's fantastic. It's basically like a car tire in a sense, without getting your hands dirty. And it just pulls arrows all day, and I haven't had a problem with it yet. But yeah, we just have that one negative. I think it can be fixed by just going back to how we used to. Maybe adding in an official dedicated practice range or something. These tournaments are just going to keep growing, and maybe that's why they're doing it. But I don't know. Come on, we should be better with logistics these days. And then you know, just the fact that people come in groups. So it's like, oh, if I travel with any female archers, it's like, oh great, we might as well rent 2 cars now. Unless you want to stay at the field all day, which I do, but most people don't. Most people go shoot their time with their buddies, and then they leave. Or they go shoot their time with their wife, or, you know, you go with your girlfriends, you know, if you're a girl. And it worked really well before. That's what I'm trying to get at. And now we just make it a mess, because now groups of people just have to hang around all day in order to get their practice in before they leave. And I don't know, you're breaking something that's not broken, and that's what it comes down to. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. Overall, this is really a great tournament, and I'll have links to the tournament so you can check it out, and I highly recommend going. And we just, you know, it just keeps getting better and better over the years. And I'm going to keep doing these videos, you know, until, well, maybe I don't need to do them anymore. That'll be interesting. I'll let you know when that day comes. I'm probably going to be in business for that for a long time to come, because there's always more improvements to make, because archery just keeps getting better. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and as always, happy shooting.